Listen, I agree. Not every food stall in India is hygienic. Today, India is known more for its gross food reaction videos than its rich culture. All because few Western content creators wanted to get famous. Western content creators come to India, spend 10 rupees, which is what, 13 cents, eat where the poorest of the poor eat, and then sit there and act shocked, putting it out on the internet for likes, for views.
The obsession with Indian street food being dirty is a misunderstanding. Yes, hygiene is important, but reducing an entire country's rich cultural heritage to dirty food is unfair and inaccurate. Namaskar, shalom, and welcome. My name is Ravital Moses, aka Moses in Israel, your favorite Indian Jew, born and raised in India and now living in Israel. And my goal is to bridge India and Israel one video at a time. And today, we are going to find out what media stereotyping can do to India's image.
Indian food looks filthy and disgusting. I'd never want to eat that. So you saw a few reels on Instagram where someone is cooking with their bare hands and immediately decided that all Indian food is disgusting. Wow. Listen, I agree. Not every food stall in India is hygienic. Today, India is known more for its gross food reaction videos than its rich culture. All because few Western content creators wanted to get famous. Western content creators come to India, spend 10 rupees, which is what, 13 cents, eat where the poorest of the poor eat, and then sit there and act shocked, putting it out on the internet for likes, for views. There is
Shocking. We all know why this is done. First of all, I feel like there are so many reasons why people do this, but virality is one of the major causes these days, because anything that you put on the internet that is going to get you likes and millions of views, I think that you're going to put, doesn't matter if it is going to affect somebody's image or an entire country's image, doesn't matter anymore. That's number one. Number two, I think it's psychological, so let's talk about it. There's something called selective exposure. Tourists often focus on extremes. It could be either poverty or it could be like extreme royalty, like palaces, which don't represent an entire country. So for that reason, वो बीच का जो भी होता है ना, the life that you and me live, that they don't see. Second is media stereotyping. International media sometimes shows India's problems without context, ignoring innovation, growing infrastructure, and cultural richness. Everybody in the West talks about POV, but when they post these videos about India, I feel like they lack all the POV that they preach about. I don't understand. And the third one is confirmation bias. People tend to notice things that confirm what they've heard. If someone expects India to be dirty, they'll only see that and miss the clean, modern, and vibrant parts. Okay, there's something that I would like to say. In India, most street food vendors operate without access to advanced sanitation. We all know that. But they still follow traditional hygiene practices, cooking fresh on site. Garam garam ragda patties kidhar milega. Using hot oil, which by the way can kill bacteria. Preparing dishes in small batches. Kyunki if you make big batches and you don't have that kind of rush that's coming to you, it's going to get stale and eventually it's going to go bad. And the fourth one is reusing water efficiently, which some outsiders misinterpret as unsanitary. Of course, there are places that are completely unsanitary. ये हमें भी पता, as locals, as somebody who's been raised in India, we know what these places are and we know to avoid these places. There are some issues that still exist. Lack of access to clean water for vendors. They can't afford. कहाँ जाएंगे? Flies and dust in open areas. तो वो अगरबत्ती लगाते हैं, but that's not sufficient. And then, of course, there's inconsistent regulation of food safety enforcement. Now, all of this is causing tourists from other countries to come and saying like, oh my God, this is so unhygienic.
poverty in India. And there is poverty in India, and poor people eat at those places. But you don't need to eat there unless you can't afford anything else. Go to a decent place, spend a few dollars, and stop being cheap.
Okay, we all know that the currency value of rupee is not as strong as a dollar or a euro. So I think when there's this misunderstanding when people come to India, they will become so cheap that they will also bargain for a thing that is like 10 rupees worth. If you have the money and the resources, go and live or go and experience a comfortable experience. I know you want to have the authentic experience in India. I get it. I completely get it. But why are you being so mean to us? Our people are nice. We are so welcoming. Why are you making us infamous? Now, there is this term amongst travelers called Delhi Belly. It's called traveler's diarrhea. ये तो हमें भी होता है भाई. हम तो लोकल पैदाइशी हैं इंडिया के. Of course, now that I've moved out and when I come to India, थोड़ा सा होता है stomach upset. But that's not because the food is dirty. It's a result of microbial exposure. Unfortunately, when they get to India, they fall sick and they blame the food and not their unadapted gut or improper precautions. That seems like a them problem. This is not India's problem. I'm sorry. We do have issues in the country. We have those challenges. And I believe a lot more places have now become more hygienic. But if you know and if you can tell that this specific stall can be unhygienic, why do you have to go and eat it from there? Also, I'd recently shared on my story that when Indians go abroad, they show all the good parts of the country. Whereas when foreigners come to India, they focus on the bad parts of the country. Why? What have we done to you? We are so nice. We have a rich culture. We are so welcoming. You want to walk all over us. Again, we are also not denying that we have a problem. We do have a problem. But so do most countries. We don't focus on that. We are trying to improve constantly and we're trying to show the good parts. Why can't you do that too for us? The fact that we are welcoming you guys into our country only to be able to walk all over us and then make money off of it. Ridiculous. All I would like to say is, if more travelers approached Indian street food with respect, curiosity, and caution, like locals do, like we do, they'd find it's one of the most flavorful, dynamic food cultures on planet Earth. I'm going to leave you with this thought, and I'll see you in the next video.